G'day guys, my name's Jesse and I'm an INFJ, and thanks for tuning into another video. It's been a month since my last one. It's a long story. I'll probably do another video explaining that. I got quite sick. What I'd like to do today is address a post I previously made on the INFJ Facebook page regarding INFJ and INFP qualifier being how they are in group settings. Some people said that INFJs can feel more intimidated and do feel intimidated in group situations, and I really did miss some outliers or some reasons why that is the case. And probably the major one is the bottom of our function stack being introverted sensing, and I did a video on that before. If that's out of whack and you're in a social situation, you would feel very intimidated in social situations, and that would play on not fitting in and not feeling good enough. Also, trauma and past experiences could also play heavily on it as well. If you've had bad experiences in group situations, it's a little bit of nature versus nurture. I was just talking about basic INFJ wiring and how that plays into group settings, and not INFJs that have been affected by environment, things happening in the past. So yes, INFJs can definitely feel intimidated in group situations, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about generally if INFPs do naturally feel intimidated in group situations, whereas INFJs usually don't. Anyway, this video, I want to address INFJ versus INTJ in a group situation and how they would differ. Someone asked to know my opinion on it, thinking that it would be a tough one to crack, and it is a little bit. So you break down the functions and it gets a bit easier. They're both led by introverted intuition as their primary function, except INFJ feels like the smartest person in the room, and the INTJ thinks they're the smartest person in the room. Now let me give you the reasons for that. The INFJ secondary function is extroverted feeling. So we're perceiving everything that's going on in real time, such as body language, tone, volume of conversations, context, facial emotes, that sort of thing. It's all being processed and converted into data for us to navigate a group setting. And we do naturally, at least on an emotional level, have the best grasp of what's going on in a group situation, better than anyone, and that also gives us an advantage to understand the room better and know where everyone's at, sort of mentally and emotionally. And just one example of an INFJ in a group situation setting is if we believe misinformation or lies are being introduced to the group setting and we're not too intimidated to speak up, our child function, introverted thinking, just calls on truth. And truth is our truth. It's not the truth, but it calls on truth, and we're compelled to speak up and ask for the truth. We make statements like, "Are you sure? Cite your sources," and that's not what I remember. We don't usually call out someone and spoil the story for everyone involved. We want the person to reassess and reanalyze what they're thinking, because that's what we do on our quest to be better. We're constantly healthy INFJs. It's all about introspection and learning new things and new ways of thinking about things. So we like to give people that chance as well. INTJ, in comparison, when they see misinformation or lies being introduced to a group situation, uh, they're actually, I'll rewind that a second. I was jumping ahead there. They perceive the room in facts, words spoken, clothes worn, anything in writing. INTJs are people that stop and read everything. They just take in as much facts and information as possible. And so when misinformation is being introduced to the group in front of them, their child function introverted feeling is activated and called on. And they're compelled much harder than INFJs to actually speak up. They're usually much harder and much faster and much more conviction to call out bullshit. And I've even heard an INTJ go noise in the middle of a conversation, and they butt up really hardly against misinformation because they have all the facts, or they think they have all the facts, but they have all the facts, and they're offended by lies and incorrect statements. And they will say things like wrong, or I've got that on my phone right here, I can show everyone, or no, you remember it wrong, it happened like this. So that's just a couple of just two examples how walking into a room, an INFJ and an INTJ will look the same, will look a little bit standoffish, the same way, or in the same way, in the same regard, and like they've both got there is sort of an aura of both types. We have a good grasp on what's going on, and we know more than other people in the room about what's going on in the room. And yeah, I think that's just one qualifier that separates INFJs from INTJs. I'm just going to cut it off there so my videos don't go too long. If you got to the end, thank you very much. If you disagree with me, I would love to fight you in the comments, and I just love being disagreed with and proven wrong and taught new ways to think and to reanalyze everything that I think about everything. Wow, that was a mouthful. Catch you next time.